Pay-per-view, as we are now ready for tag team action here on Superstars. Glad you're with us here on USA this rainy Sunday morning on the East Coast. Bob Sparkplug Holly and Alex the Pug Porteau last Monday on Raw were victorious in a non-title matchup versus the Smoking Guns. And as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, as Camp Cornette makes his way to the ring, let's take you back to last Monday on Raw. You see Camp Cornette all at ringside doing some taunting. And right there, Owen Hart distracting Billy Gunn long enough for Bob Sparkplug Holly to execute the roll-up and a big upset in a non-title matchup for Bob Holly and Alex the Pug Porteau, much to the delight of Jim Cornette, the British Bulldog, and the Slammy Award-winning Owen Hart.
Well, Jim Cornette certainly showing that the Smoking Guns can be beat.
Well, I think what happened right there is that Cornette clearly outsmarted Sonny. Cornette and his charges certainly got the Smoking Guns off their horses, so to speak. And yesterday, live right here on USA on Livewire, quite a spirited debate, maybe with more substance than the upcoming Clinton-Dole debates, I don't know, between Sonny and Jim Cornette. I kind of felt sorry for Todd Pettengill yesterday, trying to keep the rudder in the water with those two.
You know, I tried to call that Livewire show, and they wouldn't take my call. Now, what's up with that, Jim Ross?
I'll get you the private number.
Yeah, right.
Bob Holly showing his great athleticism, and some nice teamwork there by Holly and Porteau, who have done quite well, obviously, as a brand new tag team here in the WWF.
Well, they're all pumped up because I got a win last week against the Smoking Guns. We'll see how far it takes them.
The British Bulldog, arguably the strongest man currently competing in the World Wrestling Federation, especially now that Ahmed Johnson is on the shelf due to that lacerated kidney, thanks to Farouk. Arm drag takeover, very quick, crisp moves.
Well, now tonight Mark Henry is going to be in action. Well, of course, I guess the Bulldog is as strong as Mark Henry.
Well, that brings up a great point. Of course, Mark Henry, legitimately the world's strongest man. The strongest drug-free athlete in the world today is Mark Henry. But I guess the Bulldog might debate me on that point. I'm not sure, but
you know, this is really going to be a great matchup tonight because the Smoking Guns, hey, they got great athleticism. They know what they're doing inside the ring. They got Sonny on the outside. Of course, on the other team, we got the British Bulldog, Owen Hart, with Jim Cornette.
Well, speaking of the Smoking Guns, ladies and gentlemen, the Smoking Guns back in the locker room area, taking a look at this contest, doing a little scouting. So the Guns certainly getting an eyeful here, and a good opportunity for the reigning tag champions to scout their opponents here just a few hours. Oh, spinning heel kick before the huge pay-per-view spectacular tonight in Philadelphia, 7 o'clock Eastern time, live from the new Coors State Center. What a magnificent facility, and I can guarantee you, there aren't too many better fans as far as making noise and having fun than the fans in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, I know they love me here.
You're perfect, that's why.
You don't have to tell me.
British Bulldog now with a front face lock. And, whoa, whip for the vertical suplex, but Holly was able to counter out of it.
Bob Holly's a great athlete.
Both men knocked down Bob Holly's hero, Richard Petty, getting a speeding ticket this weekend as he was campaigning for North Carolina's Secretary of State. So keep it 55. Holly can't afford to go 55 here. He's got to go full speed. And let's see now what the young Matt wrestler, Alex the Pug Porteau, can do with Owen Hart. Porteau, whoa, set the Bulldog for the ride, executed the back body drop. And, oh, did you hear that kick right to the kidneys? The referee didn't see it, Bob Holly did.
He can join Ahmed Johnson in the kidney hospital.
The Bulldog in illegally. The Bulldog's not the legal man. There's his running power slam. It's all over. And now look at the opportunist, Owen Hart, with his brother Brett's sharpshooter. And a victory for Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. And I got a feeling down deep in my gut that we're looking right there at the next WWF Tag Team Champions. And I got to think it's going to happen tonight. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here come the Guns. Billy and Bart Gunn wanting a piece of the action here before the fireworks get officially underway tonight. And we've got a fight right now in the ring. Referees trying to separate these four athletes who will compete for the WWF Tag Title tonight on pay-per-view. Boy, it's obvious that these two teams have developed quite a rivalry here.
Whoa, look at the strength of Bart.
Bart Gunn muscling up the Bulldog. And these guys are expending a lot of energy and a lot of animosity. Can you imagine what it's going to be like tonight on pay-per-view with the WWF Tag Titles on the line?
Everybody gets pumped up for pay-per-views, Jim Ross. Tonight something's going to happen.
The stakes can't get any higher than tonight on pay-per-view, and it's